special guest to introduce you to tonight. We've got retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Stephen Pettross joining us. Now, full disclosure, Stephen is the father of our wonderful executive producer, Lauren. The reason why we want to talk to the retired Master Sergeant tonight is because we have told you on this program all about the hurricane hunters, right? The brave men and women that go flying into these hurricanes to get measurements. Well, guess what? Stephen was one of these. He is a retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We want to hear your story. We have been following all of these planes going in and collecting data from this. Give us your story about what you experienced when you were flying through these hurricanes.
Well, thanks for having me. My experience flying through these storms is kind of like a roller coaster. It is extremely violent depending on what part of the storm you're in. The way I like to describe it as 15 minutes of terror followed by 45 minutes of boredom. So
Wow.
normally about every hour to an hour and a half, we would pass through the eye and the eye wall, which is normally the most violent part of the storm. But every storm is different. So this storm actually seems kind of compact and tight.
So you'd probably fly through this one a little bit quicker because it's more compact?
Yeah, this would be kind of a quick flight. Basically, since the eye and the eye wall are smaller than normal, this would be probably an hour per pass through the eye.
Interesting. So tell us what you did when you were flying through that. What was your job on the plane as you were flying through these hurricanes?
I was known as a drop sign operator. On each of the weatherbirds, what they would have are two pallets of equipment, one for the mission commander, which is the meteorologist, and one for the mission loadmaster or the drop sign operator, which I was. What we would do is fly at a certain level of the storm, normally about 10,000 feet through the storm, and we would drop meteorological instruments into the outer environment of the eye wall, into the eye wall, in the center of the eye, and then do the exact opposite on the opposite side.
Wow.
We would actually use that information and take that information and convert it or send it real time to the National Hurricane Center.
Wow, so you were the guy. You were the drop sign guy. That is incredible. Well, Steve, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us here, and thank you for your service and for helping to keep the folks safe.